please put your hands together for the very, very funny, very talented, very manic, Michele Traina.
Divorce Diaries is my entertainment brand post-divorce. I'm Michele Traina, comedian, actor, host, filmmaker, writer, and, of course, mom. And Divorce Diaries is an award-winning TV pilot, comedy special, web series, podcast, and live touring show. Come along with me and find the humor in life's beautiful mishaps. This is my Divorce Diaries.
Welcome to Divorce Diaries Show podcast. The real Divorce Diaries, your creator and host, Michele Traina. Hi, everybody. So this is a new season of the Divorce Diaries podcast. I'm really excited to launch it. It's going to be centered around the scripted series and how I'm really more than ever going to sell this scripted series concept to a bigger platform. And I'm going to put some episode ideas on the podcast. We're going to have special guests reenact some of the stories and also comment on some of the stories in the Divorce Diaries scripted series. If you're just tuning into my podcast or this brand, I want to give this episode is going to be a little bit of a flashback and review because today, or actually last night, I was brought to the attention of another person who is now utilizing my business and show name for their own podcast series. So it's a little disappointing. And this person's a divorce attorney who has been following my show. So I figured what better time to do the new season of Divorce Diaries podcast, which is number 57 on the 100 top best divorce podcast. Let me restate that because I think I said it like in a funky way, but it's Divorce Diaries podcast is number 57 in FeedSpot's top 100 divorce podcasts. Now, I've been doing the podcast of Divorce Diaries since probably 2000, I want to say 18, 19, definitely 19, because I started doing it with another person in their studio in New York, and then I separated from them and did it myself. The pandemic hit and I revamped it and was just doing weekly episodes, again, based around the concept of the scripted series and also having special guests on, such as Carolyn Daly, divorce attorney, Carrie Pyle Lawrence, who's also she was like a TV producer. Who else did I have on here? Doug Bass, Mark Primiano. I had the entire cast of the TV pilot on here and tons more. I would like to say that I want to start this episode off by saying that this has been this is my personal legend. If you've read The Alchemist, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't read it, Divorce Diaries is my personal legend. One day it will get put on a television network, a streaming platform, and be a long form scripted series. Until then, I keep pushing all my content, the podcast, my web series, the TV pilot on Prime, my comedy special titled Michele Traina Divorce Diaries. There's been a lot of I want to show you guys a couple clips in this episode. Okay, we're going to take a sneak peek at the teaser for her night out, which is a lifestyle show extended off Divorce Diaries that my camera guy from What's Up New York, Lewis Walker, and myself have created together. And I also want to show you clips from the pilot and a clip from the web series. In addition, I just want to share that when I've went through the journey of copywriting, putting the amount of money that I put into submitting a trademark, finding out certain things with the trademark that were pretty disappointing and also ridiculous, after all the blood, sweat, tears, and money that I put in, at the end of the day, I know someone can still do whatever the F they want unless you have the money to continue together. And I also want to show you clips from the pilot and a clip from the web series.
Diaries. What's Divorce Diaries?
Is it a one-woman show or a TV series?
It's both, actually.
And it's a web series, thanks to our Solid State Coffee sponsor and my camera guy, Lewis. See, I shot a TV pilot about 2 years ago, won a bunch of awards, but I've kind of hit a wall.
Divorce Diaries is the Real Housewives without the house. No, I don't work for Bravo. Hello?
I have exhausted my Rolodex, so now I'm doing it guerrilla style. Pitching my show here out on the streets of New York City. Watch a show called Divorce Diaries?
No.
Divorce is too depressing. You know, my parents got divorced. My dad ended up in a mental health facility inside Boca Raton. Keep the name Divorce Diary, though.
When I've went through the journey of copywriting, putting the amount of money that I put into submitting a trademark, finding out certain things with the trademark that were pretty disappointing and also ridiculous, after all the blood, sweat, tears, and money that I put in, at the end of the day, I know someone can still do whatever the F they want unless you have the money to continually fight with them. Or I don't want to say fight, but like battle them in court or something. Also, like, if I found out, let's say Her Night Out, right, is a lifestyle show I'm creating from Divorce Diaries. There are people that have that like name in their tags and stuff. I would definitely put more work into finding out, well, I don't want to take someone else's show name. This person follows me on Instagram and is using my show name for her divorce podcast series. And to me, it's like, what is like in your going through your thought process? Oh, I don't need to ask her. I can just do whatever I want because I'm an attorney and like it's just 2 words. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of disgusting in my head, in my opinion. And it's very frustrating. It's very stressful. And some people are like, oh, don't let it get you. You know, that means you have something good here. Exactly. So please acknowledge that I've been using my brand name since 2015. And I think my copyright is 2017. Actually, I have 2018 on my emails, but I have all of that, and still people just don't give a shit. And this is blatantly like this person knows I'm doing it. There's been people in the past where I've reached out to them like, can you please stop using my show name? This is my show title. And not only my show, it's my business LLC. So the amount of work I've done through press, through Prime Video, through Stash TV, Future Awesome, everywhere this is at, you're now hop-alonging on my work. I didn't sell this to HBO yet. Okay, there's 1,000 Sex in the City blogs. One day I would die to have that many vlogs about me. She's not using her podcast about me. She's creating her own series using my brand, my title. Not even my brand. She's using my stop. Like, create a different title for your show. You're clearly using somebody else's hard-earned work brand, and you know you are. Anyway, okay. I had reached out to a friend of mine who's also a divorce attorney, and she said, you are Divorce Diaries. She's actually disadvantaging herself considerably by using a name you are known for. I've emailed this person. I don't know if I'm going to hear back. And if I don't, I'll go towards the next step of what to do. It's making me extremely anxious. So the journey of Divorce Diaries. Let's start there. I started Divorce Diaries in late 2015. I was a one-woman play in a new work series, Emerging Artist Theater in New York City. I don't have any clips from that show, but I will say that it was definitely a raw presentation. But that's when it started. I have a picture. I'll try to put the picture up in the video of me with some friends backstage in it. And then it continued to develop from there. I did it sold out performance a couple months later in New York City. It was in a New York City spot. It was right next to a men's spa, which I thought was pretty interesting. Okay, then I continued to do it as a comedy show. I shifted it. I was starting to do stand-up, and I was like, let me have like other divorce comics at the start of the show, and then I'll share a piece of Divorce Diaries. So I did that for some time, and then I just changed it all into a comedy show. And then it wasn't really working for the vision I had, so then I went back to the one-woman comedy show, which you can see a clip of my comedy special right here. Then from there, that's my comedy special before I shot the pilot. I'm sorry, after I shot the pilot. During the pandemic, which was when I left my teaching job to go back to performing full time and tour Divorce Diaries and work through my theater company, Proudest Players, I went on this tour in Alabama, Nashville. I went on a press tour too. I did They did a show in Nashville. What was the name of it? I can definitely share a clip from it. What was it again? I'm going to try to find this. Hang on. Okay, Talk of the Town, Nashville. So I'm going to see if this works through my audio and video, but this was a clip from the show. And this woman didn't like divorce. It was pretty interesting when I did the interview, because she was very like, it was here. I'm just going to play it for you.
After a divorce. So she started a one-woman comedy show called Divorce Diaries, and tonight she's performing here in Nashville. Michele, welcome to Talk of the Town. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
A lot of folks who've been through a divorce are probably thinking there's not a whole lot that's funny about that. But is it one of those, laugh so you don't have to cry?
Laugh so you don't have to cry, because some of the stuff that you go through during divorce, you can't make up. And I felt like if I'm going to go through this and it's going to be challenging, I might as well find the humor in it. Why not? Life is too short. Sure. And that's a great point for me to segue into why I need to stop obsessing over things I can't control. But at the same time, I don't know how to do that. So if you have any particular strategies, definitely DM me.
Dating is a big part of your show. You talk about some of the guys that you've been with.
I teach kids with special needs and I date men with special needs, which is a big tag for the show. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's kind of my choice too. I always kind of run for the wounded bird.
Yeah. So you've got that savior complex, right?
The
you
savior,
just gotta fix them.
like, oh yeah, I can, you don't want commitment. Well, I'll show you why you should have commitment with me.
Oh boy.
So the web series, it is one of my favorite things to show people, because I edited the whole series myself. And shout out to Lewis Walker for helping me learn Premiere. And I was also able to just, that skill in itself has come in extremely handy. It has won, Divorce Diaries official web series has been selected for 6 film festivals, has won Best International Web Series from the Tuscany Web Fest, is nominated for 2 awards, Digital Graphics Film Awards, and Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival for Best Web Series. So, again, to the person who wants to take my brand to use for their own good, for their own stuff or whatever, it's just this is me being a little just frustrated. It's like I'm doing all this stuff for my brand and I'm getting far, and then also I'm feeling like I'm staying stagnant. I got 2 rejections, one from a production company. Also, the local Emmys in New York did not nominate us. So it was like frustrating. And then you see this, a divorce attorney taking your name and putting it on their podcast series. Beyond frustrating. So again, I'm going through the journey of how long I've had Divorce Diaries. If anyone's listening to this specific episode, they can see the hustle and grind. And I'm tired of hearing, well, people can do whatever they want. It's a name, if you didn't trademark, copyright, this, that, and they can still do it. What is the point? I don't know. I'm frustrated, disappointed and frustrated. So, and I also worked so hard on this and put my blood, sweat, and tears into a brand that means so much to me, for someone to go behind me and just use my title, not even be, and know I have this title as my brand. That is what's driving me to feel so incredibly disappointed in just humanity. Is that the right thing? All right, so the web series. I'm very proud of the web series. I hope you guys take a look at it. My favorite thing, so I also have the live show, which has always been the number one. That's the component of the show I always have, is the live show. I tour with it. I'm going to be in Maine, August 16th at Great Falls Comedy Club. I'd love to show you a clip from Pix 11 that made me feel like I'm starting to make some progress, highlighting my performance at the City Vineyard, which also cost me my manager this year.
Next guest is a comedian who turns life's messiest moments into pure comedy gold.
Yeah, she's a divorced mom from New Jersey who isn't afraid to poke fun at herself and the chaos of single motherhood. Listen. Your comedy is based on your life as a divorced single mom.
Yeah.
And then came the Divorce Diaries, right? So talk about that whole transition and how it came into a big show.
Well, I love love, and I grew up in an Italian Catholic household. My parents were love at first sight, so I thought the person that I first met, my first boyfriend, would be my love at first sight, but it didn't turn out that way.
For the record, that was one of my favorite PR things of all time. It was very exciting. Outside of Sherry Shepard sharing my caption on her show, which I'll share with you right now because that was a pretty cool thing as well. Take a look.
The show wrote, "You get a Kravitz, you get a Kravitz." That is lots of Libby's to give out, but that's my favorite kind of giveaway.
So we're almost out of time, and I haven't been able to share everything that I've done on this journey because there's been so much. But what I will share is that I'm starting this new season of the Divorce Diaries podcast, and I'm going to share the scripted concept more in episodes in the podcast. I've been usually just using the podcast as a diary entry to you guys to talk about my life, which I do a lot on the live streams. But so much has changed in the last couple of months in a really positive way. I have a man in my life. He's amazing. He's actually, I'm in a real relationship for the first time in a long time. And it's also had me thinking about how I want to connect this new part of my journey, or at least right now, how I want to connect it. And I really, my goal has been to sell this show as a scripted series for a long time. And I really want to put all of my focus and energy on that through all of the different avenues I produce on the brand, meaning the podcast, the social media content, my posts, my live shows. Got to come back to the scripted series, which I want you guys to be able to watch anywhere. And I have one pilot episode on the Prime. I want more episodes. I want this limited series concept to come out. I'm going to talk to you guys basically about these ideas I've had and how we revamp the episodes I've written to fit more in the time period I'm at right now. And I'm going to bring special guests on, comedians, filmmakers, divorce professionals, friends, family members, to talk about these Divorce Diaries episodes and stories, so that, and some of them might even read some of the stories as if they are the character. It's going to be lots of fun. So stay tuned for more on the Divorce Diaries, the one and only Divorce Diaries creator, Michele Traina. I thank you, everybody, for listening, being on this journey with me, and keep living your happily ever divorced life. I'm Michele Traina. This is Divorce Diaries. Welcome to our new and improved season of the Divorce Diaries